Hello, good evening. Welcome to Sexy Nude Accapella Singing. What you will note is there is no sex, no nudity, but YouTube still believes that to be the case. I don't understand why. So every time I do this, have this little singing show, the next day they send me something and delete it. Anyways, doesn't matter. That's what they think it is. That's what I'm going to call it. Now, you might not know this, but singing is amazingly healing for you. And so if you say, "Hey, I want to try singing sometime," you could come on this little show, join me and sing some songs with me. That would be lovely. I would enjoy that. So keep that in mind if you're interested, and you would have definitely one appreciative audience member, me, who says, "Hey, nicely done. Good try." All right, how about what? How about this by Prairie Oyster? We learned the hard way. Love's not always easy. Nothing worth having ever came around that way. Oh, but we never ran when the rain started falling. And that's why we're standing in the sunshine today. We just walk, we just love and keep loving, dream and keep dreaming, walk and keep walking, though the road may get rough. Hold and keep holding on to each other, always believing, always work for us. Well, we never say never, and we never say die. Well, that's not to say that we never cried. Against all the odds, we made it somehow, and I can't imagine giving up now. We just love and keep loving, dream and keep dreaming, walk and keep walking, though the road may get rough. Hold and keep holding on to each other, always believing, always work for us. Always believing, always work for us. How about Cats in the Cradle? My child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for I knew it. And as he grew, he said, "I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you." And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, "Thanks for the ball, Dad. Come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw?" I said, "Not today. I got a lot to do." He said, "That's okay." And he walked away, but his smile never dimmed. He said, "I'm gonna be like him, yeah. You know I'm gonna be like him." And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, he came from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, "Son, I'm proud of you. Can't you sit for a while?" He shook his head and he said with a smile, "What I really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them, please?" And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. I've long since retired. My son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. He said, "I'd like to see you if you don't mind." He said, "I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time." You see, the new job's a hassle and the kids have the flu, but it's shown nice talking to you, Dad. It's been shown nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me he grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we're gonna have a good time then. How about a little 5-man electric band? I sat down in front of my TV set. This fellow said, "This is what you get. For $1 a week and $1 down, you can drive this car anywhere in this town. You can take it on the highway, check out the wires. Take it on the highway, check out the tires. Leave it in the driveway and check out the wires. If it's not what your heart desires, I tell you what I'm gonna do. Take it on a 10-day trial. And if you don't like what you see, you can bring it on back in a while. Get your money back guarantee." Whoa. Well, I took me for a walk and I heard this racket. There was some dude, he was fiddling with a gadget. He said, "My new invention will do your chores. Take out your garbage and wax your floors. You just plug it in the wall. It's completely automatic. Hang it in the hallway. You can put it in the attic. I don't need no friction. I don't want no static. I tell you what I'm gonna do. Take it on a 10-day trial. And if you don't like what you see, you can bring it on back in a while. Get your money back guarantee." Whoa. Well, it's hard to believe this is my love song. I only hope it didn't take too long. The point that I've been building up to is true, fine mama, I do love you. And if you open your heart, I think you'll find I treat you good and I treat you kind. But if my kind of loving ain't on your mind, I tell you what I'm gonna do. Take it on a 10-day trial. And if you don't like what you see, you can bring me on back in a while. Get your money back guarantee. Whoa. How about another 5-man electric band? Sign, sign, everywhere sign, blocking out the scenery, breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that, can't you read the sign? And the sign said, "Long-haired freaky people need not apply." So I took my hair up under my hat and I went in to ask him why. He said, "You look like a fine, upstanding young man. I think you'll do." Then I took off my hat and said, "Imagine that. Me working for you." Oh, sign, sign, everywhere sign. Blocking out the scenery, breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that. Can't you read the sign? Can't you read the sign? And the sign said, "Anybody caught trespassing will be shot on sight." So I jumped the fence and I yelled at the house, "Hey! What gives you the right? You put up a fence to keep me out, ought to keep all the nature in. If God were here, he'd tell you to your face, man, you're some kind of sinner." Sign, sign, everywhere sign, blocking out the scenery, breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that, can't you read the sign? Can't you read the sign? And the sign said, "Everybody welcome, come in, kneel down and pray. But when they passed around a plate at the end of it all, I didn't have a penny to pay. So I got me a pen and a paper, and I made up my own little sign. It said, "Thank you, Lord, for thinking about me. I'm alive and doing fine." Whoa, sign, sign, everywhere sign. Blocking out the scenery, breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that. Can't you read the sign? Can't you read the sign? How about what's it called? Country boy, long hair country boy. That comment about the long hair, thinking about, what is it? I'm not, no, that's not it. How's it go again? Long hair. All right. Charlie Danielson song. All right. That's fine. I'll look it up in the browser. Charlie Daniels, long haired country boy, I think it's called. Long haired country boy. Lyrics. All right. We'll try this. Oh, okay. It's coming back to me. As long as you know the first line, often the rest of the song will come to you. Sometimes it's just the first line is all you need. So, there it goes. Charlie Daniels. I saw Charlie Daniels live before. He's quite the fiddle player, all right. People say I'm no good, crazy as a loon, 'cause I get stoned in the morning, I get drunk in the afternoon. I'm kind of like my own blue tick hound. I like to lay around in the shade. I ain't got no money, but I damn sure got it made, 'cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, you just leave this long-haired country boy alone. Preacher man talking on the TV, putting down the rock and roll. Wants me to send a donation, 'cause he's worried about my soul. He said Jesus walked on the water, and I know that is true. Sometimes I think that preacher man like to do a little walking too, 'cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, you just leave this long-haired country boy alone. A poor girl wants to marry, a rich girl wants to flirt. A rich man goes to college, and a poor man goes to work. A drunkard wants another drink of wine, and a politician wants a vote. I don't want much and nothing at all, but I will take another toke, 'cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, you just leave this long-haired country boy alone. Poor girl wants to marry, rich girl wants to flirt. All right, how about, I'm thinking maybe a little Eagles or something. Oh, how about Desperado? That'd be good. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. You're a hard one. I know that you've got your reasons. These things that are pleasing you can hurt you somehow. Don't you draw the queen of diamonds, boy. She'll beat you if she's able. You know the Queen of Hearts is always your best bet. Now it seems to me some fine things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the ones you can get. Desperado. Oh, you ain't getting any younger. Your pain and your hunger, they're driving you on. And freedom, oh, freedom, that's just some people talking. Your prison is walking through this world all alone. Don't your feet get cold in the wintertime? Sky won't snow and the sun won't shine. It's hard to tell the nighttime from the day. You're losing all your highs and lows, and it's funny how the feeling goes away. Desperado. Why don't you come to your senses? Come down from those fences. Open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. You better let somebody love you before it's too late. How about a little Big Iron, a story of old school Western justice? To the town of Agua Fria rode a stranger one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. For the stranger there among him had a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around. He's an outlaw loose and running, can't no whisper from each lip, and he's here to do some business with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and those many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though a youth of 24, and the notches on his pistol numbered 1 and 19 more. 1 and 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was an Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead. And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red. After Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death, about to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the ranger is still talked about today. Texas Red had not cleared leather for a bullet fairly whipped. Texas Red had not cleared leather for a bullet fairly ripped. And the ranger's aim was deadly with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. It was over in a moment, and the folks had gathered round. That before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. Big iron, when he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. How about the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald? What do you think? Wait a minute. Before that, Blue Collar, story from John Ward Hammond. Hannum, there's the word. I wasn't born blue blood. I was born blue collar, like my dad and granddad. I'm gonna follow. Ain't no money here. You gotta earn every dollar. I wasn't born blue blood. I was born blue collar. My daddy was a fireman on a locomotive train, shoveled coal to the furnace to generate the steam. Out to Pictou Harbor from the colliery's mine, along that tramway line. I wasn't born blue blood. I was born blue collar, like my dad and granddad. I'm gonna follow. There's no money here. You gotta earn every dollar. I wasn't born blue blood. I was born blue collar. My daddy was a farmer with acres of land. He cleared all the fields with a horse in his hands. That pile of stones at the section's edge stands as his monument. I wasn't born blue blood. I was born blue collar, like my dad and granddad. I'm gonna follow. There's no money here. You gotta earn every dollar. I wasn't born blue blood. I was born blue collar. My daddy was a lumberman in a shanty town. Put his axe to the pines, and then he chopped 'em down. He floated 'em down the Miramichi till he rode 'em to that Chatham sawmill. I wasn't born blue blood. I was born blue collar, like my dad and granddad. I'm gonna follow. Ain't no money here. You gotta earn every dollar. I wasn't born blue blood. I was born blue collar. I wasn't born blue blood. I was born blue collar. John Ward Hannum, all the way from Fort McLeod, an amazingly talented man. What did I say I was going to sing next? Gosh darn it. Oh, yeah. Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and crew was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. And later that night, when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they've been feeling? The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and a wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the twitch of November come stealing. The dawn came late, and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind. When supper time came, the old cook come on deck, saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." At 7 p.m., a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night, when the lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up, or they might have capsized. They might have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Lake Huron rose, Superior sings in the rooms of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And farther down below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. And the iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered. In a musty old hall in Detroit they prayed at the Maritime Sailors Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 26 times, till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead. When the gales of November come early. How about little Elvis? Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Our love are meant to be. And take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. like a river flows surely to the sea. Darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with you. All right, what's next, you say? A song about a young man, young boy, 6 years old, seeing his first modern locomotive. Yes, up until then it was all steam engines, coal-fired steam. Now, being 6 years old, I had seen some trains before, so it's hard to figure out what I'm at the depot for. Trains are big and black and smoking, steam screaming at the wheels, bigger than anything they is. At least that's the way she feels. Trains are big and black and smoking, louder than July 4th. But everyone's acting like this might be something more than just picking up the mail or the soldiers from the war. This is something even old man Wildman never seen before. And it's a late afternoon on a hot Texas day. Something strange is going on, and we's all in the way. Well, there's 50, 60 people. They're just sitting out in their cars, and the old man left the dominoes and come down from the bars. Everybody's checking. Old Jack Kitchell checks his watch, and us kids put our ears to the rails to hear him pop. So we already noted when they finally said train time, you'd have thought that Jesus Christ himself was rolling down the line. 'Cause things got real quiet. Mama jerked me back, but not before I got a chance to lay nickel on the track. Look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone. Streaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Big and red and silver, she don't make no smoke. She's a fast rolling streamline, come to show the folks. Look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone. Streaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Lord, she never even stopped. She left 50, 60 people still sitting out in their cars. They're wondering what it's coming to and how it got this far. Oh, but me, I got a nickel, smashed flatter than a dime by a mad dog runaway, red silver streamline. Look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone. Streaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. Big and red and silver, she don't make no smoke. She's a fast rolling streamline, come to show the folks. Look out, here she comes, she's coming. Look out, there she goes, she's gone. Streaming straight through Texas like a mad dog cyclone. How about a little resonate? What do you think of that? That might be kind of nice. Oh, let's do this first. Ride, Captain Ride. I know where he's taking people, but he wants to take them to another shore where they can laugh their lives away and be free once more. I don't know where. Maybe that's right here. I don't know. 73 men sailed up from the San Francisco Bay, rolled off of the ship, and here's what they had to say. We're calling everyone to ride along to another shore. We can laugh our lives away and be free once more. But no one heard them calling, and no one came at all. 'Cause they were too busy watching those old raindrops fall as the storm was blowing out on the peaceful sea. 73 men sailing off to history. Ride, Captain, ride upon your mistress ship. Be amazed at the friends you have here on your trip. Ride, Captain, ride along your mistress ship. Be amazed at the friends you have here on your trip. Ride, Captain, ride upon your mistress ship on your way to a world that others might have missed. A 7 and 3 men sailed up from the San Francisco Bay and got off of that ship, and here's what they had to say. We're calling everyone to ride along to another shore. We can laugh our lives away and be free once more. Ride, Captain, ride upon your mistress ship on your way to a world that others might have missed. Ride, Captain, ride upon your mistress ship. Be amazed at the friends you have here on your trip. Be amazed at the friends you have here on your trip. I think that says a lot. Be amazed at the friends you have here on your trip. I got a lot of friends that amaze me and help me and support me that I'm very grateful for. Oh, I'm going to try this song. I hear this one on the radio sometimes. It makes me cry. I was just out of the service, thumbing through some classifieds, when an ad that red old Chevy somehow caught my eye. The lady didn't know the year or even if it ran, but I had that $1,000 in my hand. It was way back in the corner of this old ramshackle barn with 30 years of dust and dirt on that green army top. And when I pulled the cover off, it took away my breath. What she had called a Chevy was a 66 Corvette. I felt a little guilty as I counted out the bills, but what a thrill I got when I sat behind the wheel. I opened up the glove box, and that's when I found the note. The date was 1966, and this is what he wrote. He said, my name is Private Andrew Malone, and if you're reading this, then I didn't make it home. But for every dream that's shattered, another one comes true. This car was once a dream of mine, now it belongs to you. And though you may take her and make her your own, you'll always be riding with Private Malone. Well, it didn't take me long at all. I had her running good. I loved to hear them horses thunder underneath her hood. I had her shining like a diamond, and I put that rag top down. All the pretty girls would stop and stare as I drove her through town. The buttons on the radio didn't seem to work quite right, but it picked up that oldie show, especially late at night. I get the feeling sometimes if I turn real quick to see a soldier riding shotgun in the seat right next to me. It was a young man named Private Andrew Malone who fought for his country and never made it home. But for every dream that's shattered, a new one comes true. That car was once a dream of his back when it was new. And he told me to take her and make her my own. And I was proud to be riding with Private Malone. Well, one night it was raining hard. I took the curve too fast, and I still don't remember much about that fiery crash. Someone said they thought they saw a soldier pull me out. They didn't get his name, but I know without a doubt it was a young man named Private Andrew Malone who fought for his country and never made it home. But for every dream that shattered, another one comes true. That car was once a dream of his back when it was new. And I know I wouldn't be here if he hadn't tagged along. Yeah, that night I was riding with Private Malone. Oh, thank God I was riding with Private Malone. Private Malone. Which reminds me of this song. Where, oh, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's got to heaven, so I got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. We were out on a date in my daddy's car. We hadn't driven very far. There on the road, straight ahead, a car was stalled, the engine was dead. I couldn't stop, so I swerved to the right. Never forget the sounds at night, the crying tires, the busting glass, the painful scream that I heard last. Well, where, oh, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. Well, when I woke up, the rain was pouring down. There were people standing all around. Something warm running in my eyes. But I found my baby somehow that night. I raised her head and then she smiled and said, "Hold me, darling, for a little while." I held her close, I kissed her our last kiss. I found a love that I knew I would miss. But now she's gone, even though I hold her tight. I lost my love, my life that night. Well, where, oh, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's got to heaven, so I got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. So I can see my baby when I leave this world. So I can see my baby when I leave this world. Mm, mm, mm. All right, Resonate. What do you think? I like it. Hopefully you like it. It's a very pretty song. Lyrics I still don't understand. Sang it 87 times. Still don't understand the lyrics exactly. Do you hear the sound in the trembling ground? In the air, the wait so long for the soul keepsake of an old heartache is a whisper, an echo, a song. I find my way back home by the birds and bones, by the westbound sun, to a place I'm known. The streets will remember even if I don't. I'll find my way back home. Now thorn finds place in a torn shoelace as green entwines the night, and the hymnal freights resonate. Lead me on by sweet starlight. I find my way back home by the woods and moans, by a promise made and a promise owed, as gravity pulls from a moonlit road. I find my way back home. I find my way back home. I'll find my way home. Well, I hope today was an amazingly good day for you. and that tomorrow will also be an amazingly good day for you. But if today was not that good of a day, then just kind of put it in the context that these things happen and that tomorrow is going to be a better day. And keep these words of Sister Mavis Staples in your mind. I got something I really want to say. Sometimes things just won't go your way. But don't you worry when the skies turn gray. Tomorrow is another day. A life is bound to have its ups and downs. For every smile, there will be a frown. But you'll get through it, come what may. Tomorrow is another day. Everyone has problems. You need a little help. You don't have to go through it all by yourself. If you're feeling alone, pick up the phone. When push comes to shove, talk to someone you love. Well, happiness is the key to success. Too much stress gonna leave you depressed. Don't forget to make some time for play. Tomorrow is another day. Just remember to love somebody, laugh with somebody, give to somebody, live for somebody, love somebody, laugh with somebody, live for somebody, give to somebody. If at first you don't succeed, oh, you probably made some mistakes. I know I do. Life gives you lemons. Go on and make you a lemon cake. Don't you worry. Everything's going to be okay. Tomorrow is another day. Got to work for what you want. Nothing comes automatic. You'll get out what you put in. No such thing as magic. In the end, it's all worth it. Practice makes perfect. Put love in what you do. Good things will come to you. I got something I really want to say. Sometimes things just won't go your way. But don't you worry when the sky turns gray. Tomorrow is another day. Life is bound to have its ups and downs. For every smile, there will be a frown. But you'll get through it, come what may. Tomorrow is another day. I said tomorrow is another day. I said tomorrow is another day. And you are enough for tomorrow. Hope tomorrow is a great day for you. Keep well. See you later. Mm-hmm.